The central nervous system receives sensory information from its internal and external environment through several receptors. Each type will respond to a different and specific type of stimulus. So the main objective of this video is to introduce the sensory reception. In order to respond to changes in the environment, cells must be able to receive and process signals that originate outside their bodies. And in order to do so, the cells have specific proteins called receptors that bind to a signaling molecules and initiate a physiological response. Sensory receptors in particular can be classified by the type of stimulus that generates a response in the receptor. Broadly, sensory receptors respond to one of four primary stimuli: the chemicals, temperature, pressure, and light. So those receptors that respond to chemicals are called chemoreceptors. And those receptors that respond to the temperature are called the thermoreceptors. Mechanoreceptors are any receptor that provides an organism with the information related to movement, tension, and pressure. And finally, the photoreceptors are receptors that will respond to the light. So all sensory receptors will rely on one of these four capacities to detect changes in the environment. This is why the sensory receptors will perform countless functions in our bodies. For example, during vision, the rod and cone photoreceptors will respond to the light intensity and color. During hearing, the mechanoreceptors in the hair cells of the inner ear will detect the vibration conducted from the eardrum. During taste, the sensory neurons in our taste buds will detect the chemical quantities of our foods, including sweetness, sourness, saltness, and others. During smell, the olfactory receptors recognize the molecular features of the odors. And finally, during touch, the mechanoreceptors in the skin and other tissues will respond to the variation in the pressure.